Hi, I'm Stephanie Sadowski here at Next 2014 in Charlotte. I'm here with Bill Boissonault, President of the Foundation for Physical Therapy. Bill, I hear the foundation is celebrating its 35th anniversary at this conference. What are some of the achievements you would like to highlight?
Well, it is a big birthday for us, 35 years. I guess as a basis, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're existing after 35 years, which is an achievement. Now, if that was the only achievement that marked our legacy, that wouldn't be much to brag about. I think one of the biggest achievements, when the foundation was formed in the late 70s, 1979, our profession was at a crossroads. We had very little clinical research to back what we were doing clinically. We had very little evidence to drive best practice clinical decision making. And to make matters worse, we had very few physical therapists with the training to do clinical research, so we really were behind the 8 ball. And a group of visionaries got together and formulated the foundation whose mission was to fund clinical research that was relevant and high impact and to increase the critical mass of researchers. And that remains our mission today. So looking back over 35 years, I think we can proudly say that as a profession, we do have a cadre of expert clinical researchers. And the next generation is in line to step in when the original group moves on to other things. And we have more scientific evidence and data at our fingertips than we've ever had. And I think probably was never envisioned back in the late 70s. Of course, we need more. It's clear we need more, but at the same time, compared to 35 years ago, there is absolutely no comparison. So that, I think, is our biggest achievement. The other thing that, and this is really a testimony to the researchers that we have funded, one of our main purposes is to get researchers going, kind of start up funds, get their lines of research developing. And we have data that tells us that our researchers have gone on to receive over $600 million of funding from sources outside of the foundation. So we have funded over 500 researchers since 1979. We have provided $13 million plus to this group, and that's the return on the investment, which is very impressive. And so that's in part testimony to the quality of researchers we have, but also our application review process. Our goal is to get the money in our best scholars' hands. I think we have some evidence that we've been doing that. I think in the big picture, I really don't see our role changing. We have a unique role within the profession. We are the only national organization within the profession whose sole purpose is to raise money for researchers and increase the number of researchers. And so I don't see that changing. APTA has adopted a new vision statement, transforming society, optimizing movement to maximize the human experience, a great vision. But we're not transforming anything or anybody without evidence. And it has become clear that all the clinical research data in the world does not guarantee policy changes, regulatory changes, changes in state practice acts, so individuals can access our services. So that's what I see our short-term role here is. This is deja vu all over again, as it was in the late 70s. We need health services and health policy research data badly, and we do not have near the number of physical therapists with those skills. It's different research skills than clinical research. And so we are going to establish a funding track, analogous to our clinical research funding track for health services research. And part of that, at the centerpiece of that, is we are going to fund a center of excellence, a training center for physical therapists. The grant will be for $2.5 million, and we will make the award next year. We cannot afford to take 35 years to get to where we are today with clinical research regarding health services and health policy research. So, our mission and our purpose is right in line with the association's vision. So I think, so again, our basic role I don't see changing, but we're adding an emphasis to what we're funding, and hopefully 10 years from now, we'll have the critical mass of health services researchers who can work with the clinical researchers, and our database is much bigger than it is today.
And so what are some of the broader challenges you face as an organization?
Well, one of the basic challenges, we're a charitable organization, and so we are somewhat at the whim of the economy. So to stay financially viable, there are some challenging times that we face. And so I think to protect ourselves as an organization and to be able to maintain our role within the profession, we've adopted a number of policies and procedures in terms of spending plans and a reserve for operational expenses. And so we really have tried to put pieces in place to protect ourselves financially. So even when there are tough times in the economy, we're still able to fund research to the greatest degree that we can. So the challenge is always there, as it is for all charitable organizations. The other big challenge is trying to stay one step ahead. I mentioned earlier the Health Services and Health Policy Research Initiative. It would have been nice if we had done that 10 years ago, in hindsight. And so, even though we are an independent charitable organization from APTA, obviously we're very closely linked philosophically. And so we are in tune with the direction the profession is heading, looking at the upcoming challenges and what we need, and then how our role fits into that. So we have a scientific advisory committee that advises as a board as what's the upcoming high impact issues. We are in collaboration with APTA and the other components and private practice owners and other corporations to try to stay attuned to what's coming next. So, we need a crystal ball, and as any other organization does, but we're putting pieces in place again to help prepare us to make sure that we are at least a half a step ahead.
Great. Well, thank you, Bill. I'm Stephanie Sadowski. You can watch more Next 2014 videos on the Next website. Thanks for watching.